16 wins in their last 18 games. Liverpool are flawless. They're relentless. They are a world-class footballing side right now. I'm in SeaWorld. I've managed to find a little bit of a quiet spot right next to where the dolphins are. And apologies if you hear the occasional scream. That is a roller coaster. But look, I've managed to watch the game on my other phone. Liverpool 2, the champions, the holders, La Liga champions, Real Madrid 0. We are genuinely talking about a side right now that can... I don't want to say they are going to win the Champions League. I think they are Premier League favourites. I think they are the best team in Europe right now. They've won 5 out of 5 in the Champions League. They've won, 10 of their first or 11 of their first 13 games in the Premier League. It doesn't matter if it's Salah, Diaz, Jota, Nunez or Cody Gakpo. Their defence is so strong. The stability they've got at the back with Virgil van Dijk and Konate, who of course I think did pick up an ankle injury. And of course Real Madrid turned up to Anfield tonight without no Vinicius Jr. or without no Rodrigo, but they still did have Jude and they still did have Mbappe, and I think Conor Bradley did an absolute job, did a wonderful job on killing Mbappe. Now make sure you go down and drop a like, make sure you have subscribed if you haven't already. Apologies, like I said, if there is any background noise, any screams or any splashes, I'm right next to a dolphin paddock, which is literally like 40 yards away from me. But look, Liverpool 2, Real Madrid 0, and when I saw the lineups, when I saw Liverpool, of course, had no Trent. Trent was on the bench. That back line, I still think, is extremely strong in, Konate, Van Dijk, Kelleher in goal, Robertson, and, of course, the young player, Bradley. The double pivot in front, which works so well, which is Macallister and Gravenberch. And then, of course, sitting in front is Curtis Jones. And the front three, it doesn't matter which front three you play at the moment. Liverpool is scoring so many goals. Mohamed Salah on the right. Darwin Núñez and then Luis Diaz, and Madrid went with a bit of a makeshift back four. Mendy, Valverde at right back, Rudiger, Asensio, Courtois, who made a handful of really good saves tonight, Modric at 39 still balling out, Camavinga, and then I had like a mixture of Mbappe on the left, and then 1 minute it was Jude as a false nine, then 1 minute it was Brahim Diaz, then 1 minute it was Arda Güler. But look, Real Madrid are still Real Madrid. It doesn't matter if there's no Vinny Jr., it doesn't matter if there's no Rodrigo, they're still a very good side. But the way Liverpool matched up against them, apologies if you can hear a helicopter going over. I am in a bit of a weird spot, but content is content, and you guys obviously have subscribed for a reason, so I've got to put the content out, and there goes the first screen of the video. But look, Liverpool, they fielded a really good side tonight, and the first half there was a little bit of a kerfuffle early on between Asensio, the young defender, and Darwin Núñez. Asensio kind of threw him to the floor. It was a little bit theatrical from Darwin Núñez, but it probably was a yellow card for both of them. There was a number of yellow cards in the first half. I think Macallister got one, I think Gravenberch got one. I think there was 3 or 4 at least. In the first half, look, Luis Diaz had a shot on target, Darwin Núñez had a shot on target, but I never really thought Real Madrid had a grip of this game. I'm not going to lie, I thought Liverpool, as soon as I saw that lineup, like if they had Vinny, it probably would have been a harder game for Liverpool, but I did fancy Liverpool to win. And everyone said about this tough run of games, the Aston Villas, the Leverkusens, the Leipzigs, the Chelseas, the Arsenals, the Madrids, the Southamptons, the Brightons home and away. They've absolutely blitzed everyone. 1 defeat, and they've won 16 out of their opening 18 games with 1 draw against Arsenal away. And I think, on the balance, I think every Arsenal fan and Liverpool fan will probably both be happy with a draw. But look, really, really good performance from Liverpool tonight. Like, top performance. 16 wins out of their opening 18 games. First half was a little bit boring, I'm not going to lie. Not boring, but watching it on a screen while you're queuing up for roller coasters, of course, makes it a little bit difficult. But the second half, and I've given Arne Slot huge credit when it comes to managing this Liverpool side, right? And the main reason I've given him huge credit is because his team talks, he manages to get his message and his tactics and the team talk over to Liverpool, because they managed to score so many early goals, or so many early goals in the first half, first 15 minutes, or so many early goals in the second half. And the early goal come from Macallister, a top player, this guy. What a signing, £34 million or £35 million from Brighton. He's come in, scores tonight. It was kind of bounced off a couple of players in and around the penalty area, and he latches onto it, runs on, strikes it down to Courtois' right, and makes it 1-0 Liverpool. And I'm not going to lie, like, there's a lot of people walking around me, so they're probably thinking, why is this guy talking to his phone? But it is what it is. He makes it 1-0, and it's a really good goal from Macallister. Liverpool go 1-0 up, and as soon as they went 1-0 up, don't get me wrong, Madrid missed a penalty, Liverpool missed a penalty, but I just never thought Madrid were going to hurt Liverpool. They're so strong defensively, they're so well organised. Gravenberch absolutely balling out. I thought Macallister was the best player on the pitch. Conor Bradley did an unbelievable job on Kylian Mbappe. And I just think that overall, I looked at Madrid and just thought they looked like a wounded animal. It probably was the right time for Liverpool to play Madrid. Then, of course, Madrid get the penalty. Kylian Mbappe stands up, steps up for it. And I'm thinking, right, you know, there's no Rodrigo tonight, there's no Vinny. And it was up to Jude and Kylian Mbappe to really step up and grab the ball by the horns and try and take the game to this Liverpool side. And he steps up and it's an absolute howler of a penalty. And it stays 1-0 Liverpool. And then shortly after that, to be honest, I don't think it was a penalty for Real Madrid. There's a scream from Rollercoaster behind me. I don't think it was a penalty. I can't remember if it was Conor Bradley or Robertson, but one of them brought down. And it was a very theatrical fall. And of course, Madrid get the penalty. It's Mbappe's moment and he absolutely fails to deliver. Liverpool then have a penalty. Salah steps up, just like Salah did score a penalty at the weekend against Southampton. But this, I don't know, I looked at his run up and I don't know if he fancied it, he snatched it, but he put it wide and he kind of hit one of the advertisement boards just to Courtois' right. But it didn't stop Liverpool. It didn't kind of hold to their confidence. It didn't kind of put them down. There's a resilience in them. There's a belief in their game that they will keep scoring. And they've got so many goals. They've got so many clean sheets. Their midfield is so well organised. And, you know, ball goes into the box and Cody Gakpo, it's a really strong, powerful header. And he makes it 2-0 to Liverpool. And look, if you look at the match stats, if you look at the possession stats, if you look at shots on target, everything's in Liverpool's favour. I think it was 17 shots for Liverpool, 8 or 9 on target, 9 shots for Real Madrid, only 3 on target. And I think 2 of those come in the last, of course, 15 minutes. I think Jude Bellingham had a header down into Keller's hands. But we're talking about a Liverpool side now. Look, I'm going to read out these numbers to you because it's absolutely insane. Like, they're top of the Premier League, they're top of the Champions League. They're the only team in the Champions League to win 5 out of 5, and they have had a tough run of games. They have played by Leverkusen, the German champions. They've just played the Spanish champions in Real Madrid, and they've scored 6 goals against both of them. They look like a well-oiled machine. They've got Manchester City at the weekend, which I think they will completely annihilate. But they've beaten Real Madrid in the Champions League 2-0. They've beaten Leverkusen in the Champions League 4-0. They've beaten Leipzig in the Champions League 1-0. They've beaten Bologna in the Champions League 2-0. And they beat AC Milan at 3-1. They are the only side in the Champions League right now to have won 5 out of 5 games, and they've only conceded 1 goal. 5 out of 5 games, they've conceded 1, they've scored 12. They are a well-oiled machine, and I think we need to start having conversations. Can Liverpool win the Champions League? They've won it before. Of course, they beat my team, unfortunately, a few years ago, 2-0, just like they won tonight, 2-0. And it was the first time they beat Real Madrid in a number of games. Real Madrid have had their number. You know, they think back to the Champions League final where Vinny scored from that Valverde assist, or a few years ago when Benzema turned up at the Anfield and they won 5-2. But I think Madrid don't look like the Madrid. Maybe Carlo Ancelotti, you know, there's been whispers of him getting the sack, but Liverpool tonight, take nothing away from that performance. Take absolutely nothing away. They were so good. And it's a Liverpool side now that has got confidence and it's got belief. You get into January, you may be bringing us to Mendy, you may be bringing another midfielder, another left back. I thought Robertson had a really good game tonight as well. But the best player on the pitch from him is Macallister. Get into January, see who you can bring in. Maybe bring in another forward if Federico Chiesa doesn't work out. You know, because he's obviously been injured and he's barely played any minutes. Maybe bring in maybe someone else, maybe bring in a left back, you know. But Arne Slot so far, 16 wins in 18 games. They're on an absolute fire. They're keeping clean sheets galore. They're top of the Premier League. They're top of the Champions League. They're in the League Cup quarter-finals against Southampton. And right now, I'm going to be brutally honest, I think Liverpool will win the league. I think there's something like a 65% chance they will win it. They're on absolute fire. It doesn't matter if it's Diaz, Salah, Jota, Nunez scoring goals. Macallister tonight, Gakpo off the bench. The squad management from Arne Slot so far this season has been absolutely brilliant. There's a lot of people walking around me, so apologies if you do hear any background noise. But I think Liverpool are the team to beat. I think they're the best team to beat in the Champions League. I think they're the team to beat in the Premier League. You know, I can't give nothing but compliments to this Liverpool side, and of course we keep doing them favours because we've beaten Manchester City twice this season, so we're taking the sting out of them. And let's not forget, if they beat Manchester City on Sunday, they're 11 points clear, and I don't see how this Manchester City side can pull it back. I really don't. They look absolutely in the gutter right now. They 3-0 up last night against Feyenoord. That's the difference between in the mentality right now in the team. Liverpool absolutely balling out. They look flawless. They're steamrolling past everyone. Manchester City have lost 5 of their last 6 games, and they just drew after being 3-0 up against Feyenoord. I've got nothing but compliments, nothing but praise about this Liverpool side. If they can continue this going, there is only going to be one winner of the Premier League. And so far, they're the best team in the Champions League. They've only conceded 1 goal and they've beaten AC Milan, a European giant. They've beaten Real Madrid, the champions. They've beaten the Bundesliga champions, Bayer Leverkusen. They've beaten Bologna, and they've beaten Leipzig, who are doing really well in the Bundesliga. And they've only conceded 1 goal, which was on their first Champions League game, funny enough, which was after a defeat against Nottingham Forest. So look, Liverpool are absolutely high flying. Their fans are going to be ecstatic. I'm probably going to get it in my ear from friends, piping up, giving it to me, saying, look, but look, it is what it is. Liverpool are the best team in Europe right now. There's no ifs, no buts, no maybes. The Sporting Lisbon side that absolutely battered Man City. Then Arsenal beat them. There's a lot of inconsistency with a lot of teams right now, but Liverpool seem to be the only team that are consistent, and that's consistent wins left, right, and centre. I'm going to try and get this video out as fast as I can. Make sure you drop a like, make sure you have subscribed, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. I am out.